Hello everyone, I'm back to make another video. We're going to do a soap called Exotic Indian Rose today, and this is a Scent Perfeek scent. So that's Scent Perfeek are based in the UK and they're one of my favourite suppliers. Most of the fragrance oils that I buy from Scent Perfeek don't accelerate, so that's why I like to use them, and they are really good quality, shipping super fast. I really like Alice that runs the company. And yeah, they're just really good quality oils, and they're usually pretty strong. I've not had many where the scent hasn't come through. They're usually like really good strong fragrances. So I'm using Exotic Indian Rose from there today. So January is a month where I try and use up all fragrances that I've got. Maybe, you know, I might buy little 50ml bottles just to do test batches and things like that, and then you know how it goes. The year goes by and you haven't had a chance to use things, and I get to January and I think, oh, I'll use those up now before they just never get used. You know, they could just end up going in the bin, because generally fragrance oils are supposed to last for about 2 years. That's the general shelf life. So if I've not used something in a year, I try and use it just to make sure it's not going to go out of date. So January is a good month to do that because things are a little bit quieter before it kicks off for spring and Easter production. So we're making that one today. So I'm going to use also some micas that I probably won't purchase again. There's some from a company called Mineral Makeup Ingredients. I think they might have changed their name. I think they're still going, but I think they might have changed their name. If I could be wrong about that. I could be somebody else I'm thinking of. But generally I like to use Mica Mama or the Soapery now for my micas. Just because I know most of them perform. But I'm using like a red rose, and it's like a two different sort of pinky rose colours, but they're sort of you'll see in the video where I'll show you like them up close so you can have a look at them. But I'm going to do a pour with the deep depth of the colour, and then I'm going to be putting in some white, so like sort of say like how you'd make like a gradient soap. I'm going to put some white in the next bit so it just goes lighter, and then I'll do that with both colours. So I'm going to go the deep base, then lighten it up, and then the deep base with the next colour and lighten it up, and then we'll see how that goes. So yeah, stay tuned, and I'm going to get start. I'm not going to cut this, I'm just going to go for it. It's the end of the day and I'm getting tired, so let's just make this up. Okay, so just going to show you the, hang on, bring it down a minute. I'm just going to show you the vibrancy of these two shades, and they're lovely. So I'm hoping that we'll get a decent colour out of both of those. I'm just put some gloves on, and my goggles, of course. Do not forget the goggles. Ever. Never make soap without them, ever. Or you will come into some bother. Last thing you want is to get lye in your eye. So I'm just going to use my trusty goggles here, and just going to move these moulds out of the way just for a second so we can just start making this and you can see what I'm doing. So I've got my bowl and it's going to go really high as I pour these oils in, so I'm just going to have to stick blend carefully while I do this. Okay, I've got 2 bowls ready to use for my pour. Actually, I might use that jug as well there. Let me just get those bits out of the side, because I might want to use this one because it's easier to pour with. Those cheapy bowls that I bought that I showed in my last video, they're all right for mixing, but they're really not very good for pouring, as you probably saw. Okay, I'm going to stick blend. Like that, and we'll use a nice clean one just to start. Where's my cloth? I'm making lots of soap this morning, but this is the only one that I've decided to film because it's the last one. I thought, oh, I could do with making a video. So I'm going to pour quite a lot of this one off for the base. And I'm going to start with, I think we'll start with the dark red. So I'm going to go like a teaspoon and another teaspoon. Quite a lot of that actually, because I want depth of colour to start with, and then I'll take it lighter in a minute with some white that I've got mixed up here, some TD and some water. So, off again, I can't stand the mess as we're making here. So I want a smidge of fragrance. I'm pretty sure this one doesn't accelerate too, so we should be alright. So I'm going to stick blend that again. Thinking battery ran out again. Okay, I'm just going to keep that ready. Righty-ho, so soap molds. Okay, so I'm going to pour some of this one into there. Into there, like that. And I'm going to use the remainder to make it lighter. And we'll add a bit more of our batter as well. And we'll do the same with the other colour. I'm going to stick blend that now. Okay. And then we're going to pour all the rest of that into there. As you can see, the scent stays really nice and fluid in the batter, which is good. Don't want any acceleration here. So basically just doing a drop swirl. Okay, I'm going to use the same jug just to save on, you know, actually no, I'll use this one because I can put the stuff straight into it then. Okay, so now we're going in with the dark pink. So again, I'm going to use quite a lot of that. Again, if you're new here watching, I'm allowed up to 3% in all of my micas and colours, so I'm not going to use that. I'll end up using probably about 2%. So I'm going to stick blend this colour in. Hold on a second, there's quite a bit of soap that's come off my stick blender there. Just put that in there. Okay, so let's get this poured as well. So there will be some kind of contrasting colour, but probably not that much. I just wanted to do a little experiment and just have a little play really with this today. It might be quite pretty. Okay, so the next up I'm going to make it pink. Okay, just wipe the sides down. And finish that pour. Get some contrast there. I'm going to feel so good when I've used up all the ones I want to use, because then it means I can buy some more. And I have actually been on the Nature's Garden website this week because I want to get some scents ready for the spring and Easter coming and all of that. So let me know your favourite Nature's Garden spring scents or Easter scents, or you know, whatever, because I'm sort of stuck on what to choose sometimes, because they are not in this country. It's like you have to, you know, sort of guess which ones are going to be good, even though there's lots of notes from customers on there. A lot of the reviews are like wax melt reviews, or wax melt maker reviews then. So it's hard to know sometimes with soaps. If you are a soap maker watching and you've got favourite Nature's Garden scents, let me know. I mean, I've tried a heck of a lot of them, but there's a hell of a lot of them that I've not tried. So any ideas? Slinging this way, right, that's a little bit uneven. I'm just going to scoop some out of there. I don't want it to be too different there. Okay, so it's just starting to thicken up, but not too badly, and I am using a water discount. I've taken out 40% of the water that's usually required for a batch. If you've got my recipes, then some of you get a bit confused with that. I haven't written the recipe out using a water discount. So if you want to use a water discount, you can just email me for the info that you need. Unless you know exactly what you're doing, then you don't need to message me at all. But I do get some messages saying, is the discount included? So the recipe, it is not included. There's many of you that have bought the recipe, so there's your answer if you've been wondering. It isn't included in the blurb. It's just the straight recipe that you would use if you tapped it into soap calc. And if you want to get your hands on it, then there's a link down below to my website or my Etsy. And Etsy, if you buy from Etsy, you'll pay a bit more of a premium because of the fees. If you buy from my actual website, handmadesoaprecipes.com, you won't pay more, you'll pay less, because there are no fees other than my monthly fee that I have to pay to keep the website going. It's just a lot cheaper than Etsy. Righty-ho, I'm going to just point you up a bit further, and I'm going to do some nice texture on the top with this one, so bear with me a mo. Okay, we are ready. This is thickened up quite a lot quicker than I was expecting it to, so it's actually perfect consistency. Now I'm just going to bring it in like I do. So it's still quite fluid down the sides. It's where I've put the white in is where it's thicker, obviously, because it always is. And I think I might just scatter some roses. Actually, no, I won't. I'll use some pink peppercorns because the scent is kind of I think it's got a little pink pepper in there, so we'll use some peppercorns through the top because they are very pretty. I'm just going to use a few of those just through the centre. Make it look nice. Some of them will probably fall off when we cut it, but never mind. Pretty. You want One's just gone on the floor. Pop these, just I'll give them a poke afterwards with a chopstick just to make sure they're stuck on, because I don't want them to all come off. I think that'll do. So I'll be back to cut this one in the morning, and you can see what it's like inside. I'm hoping that that's what's going to be really pretty. Alright, I shall see you then. Okay, let's have a look at this. Okay, the colour has morphed. Look. What was pink and red, or pink and dark pink, is now orange. So that's not very good. So I won't be using those micas again. I did say that if, well, I was using up micas that I probably wouldn't repurchase. So that's a definite no for the repurchase. You'll see what it looks like inside, but it's definitely changed colour completely, and it's happened on a few of the batches I made yesterday. There's about 3 that have all come out completely different to how they started, so I don't like it when that happens, which is why I would rather pay a bit more and shop at Mica Mama, because the testing's been done and you can see pictures of finished soaps. So yeah, I mean, it still looks pretty, but it's certainly not exotic Indian rose anymore. It looks more like a peach. A peach. So we'll cut into it and we'll just see what it comes out like. Okay, just got it angled slightly different so I can get the cut in. So let's have a look. Okay, so inside it actually looks quite nice, but that base colour, look, it's all pale, like a pale orange. Weird. It still smells really nice. But yeah, isn't it weird when that happens? Look at that swirl inside. I mean, these are so pretty, but I've got now 2 soaps that look almost identical because of what's happened to the mica. So always buy from reputable mica suppliers, otherwise this could happen to you. It's really annoying, but you know, never mind. We live and learn. It's actually a really nice peach colour, so if you wanted a peach, although now I don't even know which one that was, because the I'll have to look and see which one was the more orangey one. So there was no orange used in this, it was 2 pinks if you remember. So the pale bit is where I added the TD to the base, and then the orange, well, who knows. I'm just going to have to look back at those micas that I've used and I'll figure it out and not use them again. The pink's actually okay, the pink's fine. Let me have a look, what did I use? I used Pink Red by Mineral Makeup Ingredients, and I used Red Rose. So I'm guessing the Red Rose is the one that's okay, and the Pink Red is maybe the one that isn't. I'm going to have to probably test again, because I will just look at how this video went, how I made it, and I'll figure it out which one's which. But oh dear dear. It's still a pretty soap, but it's not what I was hoping for. Never mind. Anyway, Netflix. We are now watching Loudermilk. It was my mum's recommendation. So I started watching it last week and I thought actually Matt would really like this. So we've started watching Loudermilk at night, just a couple of episodes. If you've not watched Loudermilk, I can highly recommend that one. It's very funny. Strange name, but it's very good. So basically Loudermilk is the name of this guy who runs an AA meeting. And it's just very, very good. Very funny. The guy who's in it was actually in the film Office Space. If you know that film, you'll know the kind of dark humour that this is. So yeah, that's what I'm watching this week. This is super pretty, but you know, the more I'm looking at it, the more I'm thinking this is a really, 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 really pretty soap. And I suppose actually the colours aren't too bad. We probably, that's the end cut there, look, so it's very pale peach. Yeah, I suppose it kind of could get away with like the hippie Indian vibe, but wasn't what I was going for. There's the tops. Okay, so I'll be back. I'm going to figure out which one this was. If I can remember, I'll put some notes down below. Not that you need it, because you probably won't buy from this company anyway. So I would say buy from the Soapery and Mica Morphs if you're in the UK. And there's probably others that are just as good as them, but yeah, minimal makeup ingredients. Not too happy about that. It does. I can't remember what the website's like. I'm gonna have to have a look. I'm gonna have to do a little more research and find out why that's happened, or actually not why it's happened, but see if they actually do colours specifically for soap, because chances are I bought that ages ago. Okay, I will be back for the next lot of soaps. Maybe some restocks and maybe some limited editions. I will see you soon. Ta-ta.